Helium HNT breaking higher into the mid 50s. A beautiful ascending triangle has been developing since the huge pump that pushed HNT to $60. There's a good chance this structure will act as a continuation pattern in this impressive uptrend HNT has been experiencing, but only time will tell. Let's take a look at the charts in today's video. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here on the Crypto Compound channel. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you're having a great day. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in. Yes, you guessed it. We are looking at the charts today. A beautiful chart in front of us here. HNT appears to be breaking above this previous resistance line that has been forming over the last few days. This seems to be an ascending triangle structure forming after the huge pump from the $40 range all the way up to the $60 range from this wick here. Some people might refer to this as a bull flag. That is also fair. I'm going to consider it an ascending triangle. Both can act as continuation patterns and strong uptrends. And as you can see here, we have had nothing but higher lows for months. It's really crazy to look and see how far away even this 1618 retrace line is from where we are today. The run that Helium has been on is monumental. It's bringing Helium back from around the 60 rank by market cap range where we were when we were in around this area, around the high 20s, low 30s. We were still not even in the top 50 coin by market cap. If we look here today, we are at the number 40 rank. And this 66% increase over the last 7 days, if you sort by that figure here, you'll see that it is the fourth one on the list. However, it is the largest coin by market cap on the list of these. So it is the highest increase over the last 7 days of any coin in the top 50 coins by market cap. That is going to begin to draw huge eyes into the Helium community, the Helium ecosystem, the Helium space. I'm still shocked that I don't see more news about it amongst other people on YouTube, on Twitter. I see a lot of talk about all these other coins that have such a smaller utility, such a smaller reach than Helium does. Helium has already accomplished so much. There's tangible work that is being done that you can see reflected in the real world. So I'm so surprised that more people aren't mentioning it, talking about it, but we will see with time how that unfolds. Of course, we are also in the middle of the 1,000 to 1 redenomination HIP 39 vote. If you have not voted, please make sure to get over there and submit your vote, whether it is for or against the redenomination. It is so important to vote, especially considering now that we have this is the first time we have an on-chain voting system. So please get over there if you have not already. I'll put a link below. If you guys saw the video from earlier today, at the recording of that video, we were about at the top of this wick here, just below this resistance line. And that video was actually about the Solana conference that took place from November 7th to November 10th, where Helium was mentioned multiple times throughout the conference, or at least multiple times that can be pinpointed on social media. So you can only imagine the conversations that we're having behind closed doors amongst such successful and well-known people in both the crypto space and the venture capitalist or seed funding spaces. So perhaps that has something to do with this. People are really starting to get involved. I think it is very important for us to make to notice a few things here on this chart. Of course, right now this candle has not closed, and we're on the 4-hour chart, so this isn't the most significant time frame. So it is very possible that we end up closing this candle below and we just have another wick above this resistance line here. That is totally possible, and we could come and retest this support. However, it's important to realize that this MACD is not really showing seller exhaustion here. We do have a higher low, which is very positive, which is very good. The buyers are stepping in sooner and sooner, and that is a recurring theme here with Helium since the beginning of September. But we are not seeing any seller exhaustion here. This is almost flat. As you can see, these two histograms are just about, there's maybe a tiny bit of bullish divergence here, but that is not anything like we've seen in the past. On a more positive note, however, we are not overbought yet, and we are approaching We are approaching all-time highs, and we are pretty far from overbought. As you can see, helium is capable of staying in the overbought territory for a decent amount of time, and as of right now, we are not at that level, which is very good. One thing I will take from this chart, however, is if we look back in history, of course, history is probably the best indicator of what we can at least expect and see if anything looks similar. So if we take a look here, we can see that this is the same breakout. This is a similar breakout structure in the past, back from the beginning of this year, where we broke out from the from this $4 range and went more into the $20 range. This is the breakout structure we were experiencing. And if we look here, we can see that this is where this structure exited the 1618 range. And you can see there was a wick up here that smashed right into the $8 and came tumbling down. And as you can see over the next few days and weeks, helium kept trying to retest that wick once, twice, 3 times, and finally on the 4th time, right around the wick, broke straight up and then drove higher. Of course, then it retested this 1618 line here, sort of sprung higher after that, which is always a good sign. That's sort of the confirmation we need that we are certainly going higher. But it's interesting to see that helium did retest this, or try and test this wick level, about 2 or 3, definitely I would say 3 times before it was able to break higher, because we always know on these blow off tops, at the time it doesn't look like much, but this was a blow off top for helium at this time. That is the same blow off top we are seeing here on the chart, in which we go to $60. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see once we get closer to this level, this top of this wick, to see if we bounce back off of that level. And of course, I would imagine that this previous resistance line will start to act as support, and we will probably battle it out in that range for a decent amount of time. But I imagine this $60 resistance is going to be very strong in the next few days and coming weeks. However, that being said, I will 100% expect to come and back test this resistance as support in the future, regardless of where the price action takes us. If it's directly to the 60 higher or lower, I would expect us to retest this resistance level here right at the $52 range. But overall, this is a beautiful looking chart. We are certainly, undoubtedly, in a very strong, very long, very historic uptrend here for helium. And look, as long as we aren't seeing lower lows, lower highs, this is all very positive stuff. We can expect this trend to continue until we see otherwise, and that will be indicated in the price action. However, guys, if we come over here to the daily timescale, we can see that we are overbought on the daily. The daily is more significant than the 4-hour, so we are in this overbought territory, which doesn't mean that this run is over. It just is something to take note of if we're expecting to see HNT make it to and sustain higher highs than we are right now. And guys, if we zoom out on the weekly chart here, I mean, it's hard to look at this chart and not expect a big pullback up in the coming days. However, until we start making lower local lows and lower local highs, we are still going to continue this trend here. So guys, that is what I am seeing in these charts. I don't see any signs of slowing down just yet. However, we do have to expect some sort of a pullback from these levels, as we have accelerated so fast and so quickly. But let me know what you guys think, what you guys see. Where do you think we're going to be towards the end of this year? Do you think we could see close to $100 HNT by the end of this year? Let me know your thoughts down below. Again, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Smashing that like button and hitting that notification and subscription buttons are the best way of supporting the channel. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. But just like that, this video is over, and I'll see you next time.